Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, Muir37. So we have finished with the MD-11s, and we are now over to the 747s. Now, if you remember, we're going to skip the Air China and the Cargolux, because we actually flew those a fair amount not too long ago over there in Asia. So first up, we're going to do the Air France cargo plane. Oh, and it's over at Madeira. And I've got a flight loaded up. We're going to go from Madeira over to Brescia, Italy. Show you exactly where that is. Right there. It pays a decent amount. Actually, a pretty good amount, really, for 1,400 miles. I think I've got everything loaded up already. Check the fuel and everything like that. It's actually a little over 1,500 miles. So we have plenty of fuel, especially because this thing, it doesn't use as much fuel as it's supposed to, I guess. Then we have it in Air Hauler. So we'll be doing a day flight. Yeah, all of them are small. I really don't know exactly where we should put this. How do we put it? Fuel, vehicle? We'll try a vehicle. I don't know exactly where to put it. It's not really supposed to have a 747 over at Madeira, but we're gonna do it. And so let's go ahead and see if this works. Alright everybody, here we are at the plane. Madeira, I couldn't start it up normal because I had to reinstall my computer again. And when you do that, and that is just, I wish I could just put planes instead of doing those textures like that, trying to make it look like there's planes when you're overhead. It's actually quite weird, I've never noticed that here. But when you do that, for some reason, Air Hauler can't start the planes that you already own. It's something with the config file or something. I don't, even though the config file is still the same. Yeah, I don't know why there's that kind of a problem. And why is it dark to head into the runway? Odd. Because I've flown at Madeira before and never had any problems with it. I've never noticed this at all. Then you have another plane. It looks like it's in the concrete. Alright. The one good thing is now the 747 seems to start up correctly. I actually did a flight out of here before, one of the FSX flights. Actually, my first one. We went over to, what was it, Porto or something like that? And the MD-11 worked just fine then. Alright, so we're at LPMA. Going to LIPO. Put that in the route. I'll go ahead and activate it. And then let's go over to the departure. We're going to take off on runway 5. In the SID is Daegu 3 in. So put that in. And then Brescia, we're going to land on LS 32. And the star for that is Par 1E. There we go, Par 1E. Alright, so let's go over the legs real quick. Just put this stuff in. We've got a discontinuity right here. Check these others. Here's another one. Alright, go ahead and execute that, and then we'll check the speeds and everything. Once we get everything done, 0 fuel weight. Reserves will carry 5 in reserves. Cost index, let's just do 50. Cruise altitude, we're pretty light. We should be able to get to 37,000. No derated takeoff. Flaps, I believe we have to do 15. No, that's MD-11. Let's do flaps 10. And our trim is 4.8. Need a little. That's actually probably it right there. 159. I'll go ahead and put that in, just so we don't forget it. Alright. Now, then the approach speed, of course, this will come down. Now let's go to legs and check this all out. I don't know why that one's there now. So I had to put in a fix because I didn't like the route that it gave us. It gave us a really awkward route. So I cleaned it up a little bit and had to put a fix in there. Alright, runway 152, 152 there. See, it's going to be at 240 and then it can't drop 90 knots in 6 miles. So we need to slow this down. Okay, but we'll put in 180 at 2,100 feet. 205, we'll just knock that down to 200, not that it's that big of a deal. 2497. Whoops. 2497, and that should be pretty good. What? 220, we'll just leave that. It should be good. Should have time to slow down. We might be at manual throttles anyway. Alright. Go ahead and put the brakes on RTO, auto. Alright, so go ahead and start the pushback. Let's make sure, yeah, the lights aren't on though. Everything else looks to be pretty good. I wonder if I shouldn't have run the vector auto config thing, because see, some things are in the runway. It's probably a problem. Yeah, see, some of this stuff is. Those are running on top. I think that's a little bit of a problem. I should have run that vector thing to adjust for the elevation. I'm not sure if that's the problem or not. Plane's kind of bouncing too. See, the wheels are parked in the ground. I think there's got to be a bit of a problem. I really don't even see a taxi line, to be quite honest. Alright, we'll go ahead and stop the pushback right here. I'll go ahead and flip on the taxi light. Alright. Let's go over here, over to the runway. Flip on the flight director here. Over here, I'm going to put this up to 37,000. Just a little more throttle to get it going. There you go. It's kind of acting like it was at Denver, where things just didn't want to move. You can see it bouncing and hopping. That's kind of odd. Alright, 37,000. We gotta go to the end of the runway and turn around. We'll go ahead and turn on the TCAS. Mode above. Alright. Come over here and take a look, just to make sure nobody's coming. I put AccuFeel back on, but you can hear those squeaking. Alright. Let's go ahead and flip on our landing lights and our strobe as well. Go ahead and put our runway heading to 051. I don't know why the runway looks kind of faded as well. Well, I gotta be honest, I don't really remember it that well. I haven't really done that many Madeira flights. I don't know if that's AccuFuel doing that or what, but my goodness, it's just really bumpy. I guess I probably should have checked my Madeira out before I flew it. I just installed it a little bit ago. You see how it's got... Yeah, like it thinks that the water is that high. It's obviously not that high. If you know anything about Madeira. Alright, let's get turned around. Alright, flaps to 10. Alright, we'll get lined up. I gotta wait on those flaps too. I'm gonna go ahead and move my view over. It's already moved me over to the right for some reason. There we go. One of those EZDok things, I hate EZDok sometimes. I don't know why it's always in the big planes that moves my views. It doesn't really do it in the small planes, just the big ones. Alright, I'll go ahead and arm the auto throttles as well. Brakes are in RTO. Looks like we're all good. Just wait on those flaps to get to 10. Alright, they're at 10 now. Alright, so let's go ahead and take off. I'm gonna hold on to the parking brakes just a little bit. Now we're off, hit toga. It should be good. Got the MD-11 out of here just fine. So it should be good. 80 knots. Yeah, we're pretty light, so we're gonna get out of here with these.
Rotate. V2.
Kinda puzzled about that black texture there at the end. Alright, gears up. I know everyone wants to get a good look at Madeira. Should have armed L and haven't do that already. Alright, autopilot's on. Just take a look outside. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We'll take a look at that later on. See, it messed up with the textures with the water out there. It's supposed to be just still something. I just have to check the vector configuration thing. I don't know if that's the problem or not. Water looks great. Alright. Yeah, there we go, flaps to 5. We're about to miss the schedule. The radio for the minimums. Go ahead and move this up. Flaps to 1. And you can see the weather is actually working. I tell you, I've been looking at FlightSim Commander, and I was actually testing out some of the winds because some of them just have not made any sense whatsoever. And sometimes the wind is the exact opposite in FlightSim Commander is what it is in the real world, because I've been checking some sites and checking the weather at the same time in FlightSim Commander. But today it was dead on. I'm not sure what the heck. It was coming from the northeast, which you can see it is coming back from the northeast. I'm not sure what's been going on with that. Alright, flaps up. Gear off. Taxi light as well. We're already at 6,400 feet. Alright, well, 7,000 feet. We've got a ways to go. Well, it shouldn't take too long, to be quite honest. But I'll go ahead and speed it up. and I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, I'm back. We'll put the flaps to 1. We may have a screwed up flight plan right here. Now that I'm looking at it, let's go down here real quick. Gaz NB Monty CI 32 FI 32. Yeah, look at that. It's coming back. Oh no, it goes FI 32 to the runway. Alright, so it is alright. Seems like we're awfully fast and high. It's faster and higher than you would think we would be right around here. Still 8,000 feet. Or I guess we are more than, well, not 40 miles out. We're 20 some miles out. So this is what I don't like. I don't want to be 240 and then have to drop down like that. I want to be at like 200. Let's see if at 2,600 feet, can I do that? Alright. So we need to be, I'd like that to be 220 at 3,800 feet. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, look, we were above the glide slope, or below it, now we're above it. Although it's coming back, we changed our speed and altitude, so that could be why. Let's put on the speed brake a little bit. So we can slow down quicker, get back on that glide slope. I guess that's the go around. You would come back. I was thinking that it looked like it was going to have us go around or come back. Alright. Arm it again. Move the view back. I hate you, EZDok. Why it always makes you do that. Alright, we're at 5,600 feet. Everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and put the flaps to 5. So we need to be at 220 at Gaz NB. Auto brakes are at 2. Everything looks good. Landing lights are on. Put the taxi light on as well. 313 is our heading for the runway. So everything looks pretty good. Let's speed it up just a little bit. Still have a little ways to go. We have our flaps to 5, so go ahead and move down. Okay, we're a little below the glide slope. Oh, pretty much right on it. Oh, we need to, let's see if I can... Right, so we're down to 143, actually. See, we should probably be slower than 180, to be quite honest. Do that at 2,100. So we should really well, we can probably get down 30 knots. That amount of time. Looks hazy. It looks kind of, almost like it's getting dark outside. Shouldn't. Well, I guess we did. From Madeira to Brescia in the middle of Italy. It shouldn't be that much in real time. Now let's see, we're below it or above it again. We're a little over 10 miles away, so I'm going to just go ahead and knock off the auto throttles.
2,500.
Flaps to 10. Let's hit the localizer. Alright, so the view is good now. Alright, we're getting a little slow. Flaps to 20. 2,300 feet. We're below the glide slope. I feel like we're getting a little too low here. I'm at 2,000 feet and we still have a ways to go. We still have like 10 miles to go. Let's hold this at 2,100. See, now I screwed up and let it sit on the throttle for too long. Here's the airport. I don't know why we don't have ILS. Maybe we were going just fine. What in the world? I don't know why we don't have the ILS. Although this says we're too low as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put the gear down. We're a little above the glide slope. Very odd that we don't have ILS or anything. Just have the localizer. Alright. Back on the throttles a little bit. Flaps to 25. This looks like a small runway. No thrust required. We're actually right on our reference speed very well right now. I hate the fact that we seem to be keep going low. Although here comes the nose. So I'll increase the throttle for that. Looks like a skinny runway. Hopefully it's not. Alright, here comes the glide slope actually. A little more thrust. Here it comes. It just seems like it was very late, but maybe that's because we ended up so low. Flaps, full flaps. Alright. We are definitely on the glide slope now. A little high and a little fast. Alright, speed looks good. We're right at about 1,000 feet.
1,000.
The joystick button still doesn't work anymore. I don't know why. For the autopilot. Now that looks like a skinny little runway. Says we're a little high. We're right on the speed. A little off to the right a little bit.
500.
Still a little high as well.
400.
Trying to get down without our speed getting way too high. Is there... No, that's not a plane on the other end of the runway, it's just the markers.
Sync rate 100. Approaching minimums.
Well, that's a bunch of shit. Landing was dangerous, heavy damage. Did you see that? It was like it came up and got us.
80 knots.
That is absolute nonsense. That is such bullshit. Oh my goodness, we're gonna get such a huge... We're gonna probably destroy the cargo. there's no telling what happened to the plane, and it wasn't even my fault. The ground came up and got us. What in the hell? That was utterly ridiculous. It happens sometimes, but it usually doesn't happen that bad when you're that high above it. Like, I don't think I've ever had it happen that far above. Unreal. That's gonna cost all kinds of money. We're gonna lose so much for the cargo, and then we're gonna have to redo the plane. It was a 91. There's no telling how bad off it is now. Unless it's like completely destroyed, I wouldn't be shocked about that. Alright, let's get off the runway here. Alright, need to turn off the landing lights and the strobe. Can't remember which one the strobe is. Alright. This looks like kind of like a zigzag. Let's find out exactly how the hell we're supposed to... Alright. One to the left. Alright, TCAS is off.
TCAS system test okay.
Accidentally put it on the test. That's alright. It's off now. Alright, get down to these buildings. That just really irks me that happened. Flight director off. Flight director off. It's just such utter bullshit that it does that. It seemed like we were plenty off the ground. It just came up and grabbed me. Or I'm not sure if you would say that it came up and got me or the plane dropped, but there's no reason it would drop like that. Unless the elevations are messed up, I don't know. Alright, I'm not sure exactly where we should park. I think I'll just go over to these main buildings right here. I'm not sure exactly what that is down there. This doesn't seem like a big airport. I would have thought Brescia would have a bigger airport than this. Isn't Brescia a fairly big area? I thought it was. But it kind of seems like we're out here in the middle of nowhere and just a skinny little airport runway. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn... Well, let's go actually down to the next one because there's more open area down there. So we'll just go over to it. Start taxiing in there. Man, this is like only the second flight I've done as well, an air hauler, in the past month. I was on a roll making videos, so I just kept making them and making them because sometimes things don't seem to work out when you're recording and flying, and other times everything just works perfectly. So I was on such a good roll, I just kept flying and flying and flying. I like to have several videos ready to go, or at least ready to be encoded. Just in case, because I don't have to go out of town and stuff like that. So it's nice having several videos ready to go instead of like, oh my gosh, I gotta make a video. But I've been having a bunch of fun flying, especially when I was making those videos. So I still have one or two more actually to post before this one gets out. I think this is 195. Yeah, there's no real parking area for us. You're just pulling right here. It's about as good as we can do it. Off a little bit. Oh well. This airport was not made for a 747. Alright. Parking brake is on. Let's move my view a little bit so I can get to these All right. That was already off. I don't know why I did that. That's off. All right. Well, let's go over, and we're going to get screwed. I know it, so let's go ahead and just take our pounding. All right, well, 28%, that's actually not as bad as I thought it was. It said landing was dangerous. I like that. But the thing is, this just wasn't my fault. I couldn't do anything about it. You don't even know it's going to happen. Oh well, we knocked the hell out of it. That's for damn sure. We had 28% on that. I wonder how much it cost. Not all that was ours, but a lot. That sucks. That's why I didn't want to buy a new plane either, to start up through FSX when it had those kind of problems. All right, well, the next one is actually, that's over in St. Martin. I don't know where KHSV is. That sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not sure where that is. Not sure where WBKK is. That's over near, isn't that like Southeast Asia, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore? I think that's where the W's are. LEMD, I believe that's Barcelona or Madrid. I think that's Barcelona. And MMMM, I can't remember. That's in Mexico. That is not Mexico City. I can't remember the exact name of that. Then Los Angeles, and then LPG is Paris. Actually, I have scenery for Paris, and I absolutely hate it. It's from Aerosoft, but I think it's kind of old, and it just does not run well. All right, but next up, we'll be over in St. Martin, another great airport. So, well, that kind of sucks for this episode. We got really screwed. But what are you going to do, you know? Let's check St. Martin real quick. See if they've got anything good. Oh, yeah. It's the Puebla. That pays a ton. That would be really nice to be able to do. All the others are kind of cheap. And the Buffalo, it's only 2,000 miles. Is there more than one job going to Puebla, or is there one coming back? I wonder. There's one going, ooh, 738. That wouldn't be bad. To take that, do both those, that wouldn't be bad at all. That'd be quite a haul. So maybe we'll try and do something like that. But anyway, for now, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you all did enjoy it, and I will catch you on the next flight.
Sync rate 30.